So there is this piece named Lilly Tino who's pretending to be trans.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? What did we do last week? We broke down what video for?
Oh, Jeffree Star.
No,
That's coming. Jeffree Marsh.
Jeffree
the Jeffree
Marsh,
we
salad
don't stand
fingers. Yes. Okay. Well, for those of you guys who are paying normies, we broke down a video from like 10 years ago of salad fingers. So if you want to watch that, make sure you join as a member. This week we are going to be breaking down a new video with your favorite person, Blossom.
There's a documentary about Blossom, and we found it, and we're going to watch it, but only just for members. So
yes,
join the channel, link below. But now we do have to, this is why Jeffree Star was on my mind. We have to talk about Jeffree Star, the influencer. And
you guys like when we do too.
I know. It pops off every time.
A lot of money.
And now we're getting two lolcows in one go because Jeffree Star spoke about Lilly Tino. So it's like double clickbait.
The minute he told me this was happening, all I saw was money. So I was like, this is perfect. We're going to make so much money off this.
Absolutely.
I'm like jinxing it. Watch
it. Watch it flop. But no, Jeffree Star, whatever you think of him, he is absolutely correct about Lilly Tino. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Nowadays, we have grown men with beards wearing dresses going into the women's restroom. When I was younger, any normal person that felt like they were born in the wrong body was trying to be passable, and they were really wanting to live their life as a woman. And if you really think psychologically you were born in the wrong body, unfortunately, it's like a mental illness. But people hear illness and they just have a full spiral. So this new age of weirdos and predators trying to pretend they're trans or pretend they're this and harm women and children, that's my issue. So there is this piece of shit named Lilly Tino who's pretending to be trans and recently went into the women's restroom at Disneyland. Disneyland's for children. Yes, there's adults that like Disney. We know that. And the camera's rolling. I'm sorry, there's a 7-year-old that just walked behind you. Why the fuck are you in a little training bra and lipstick, clearly with a man's voice, in the women's restroom filming? Rage bait, attention. These things did not exist 10 years ago. So people love to misconstrue what I said, and that's really what I meant. And I think that we should be protecting women and children at all costs these days with so many weirdos out there on the internet.
I don't see anything wrong.
To me, Jeffree has been hit with all these transphobia allegations.
Yeah.
That video actually proves to me that Jeffree's not transphobic in the sense of hating all trans people or thinking nobody is actually trans or anything like that. Jeffree seems to respect actual transsexual people with gender dysphoria, but be calling out the crazies.
Well, it's always interesting that there's no line that can be drawn with anything. It's like all or nothing when it comes to the online activists. Like you either have to support every single trans person and every single policy. You can't have any form of nuance. And I feel like Jeffree just seems like the type that's like, hey, there's people who are abusing these policies.
And it's obvious.
This mindset.
And it's leading to more backlash. And I'm sorry, but
Lilly is a piece of shit.
Absolutely. And oh my God, remember when we watched the Lilly Tino's OnlyFans?
Literally, I just said Lilly Tino's name and immediately thought about her pecker.
That's gonna happen to us every time now.
I don't want to.
We did that for our members only content. If you missed it, we did watch Lilly Tino's OF, and you can watch us watch it if you're a member. But if not, don't become one for that.
Well, yeah,
don't do it. That was awful.
It was bad.
Regardless, I think it's interesting to see somebody, part of the reason it resonates is it's coming from Jeffree Star. And whatever you think of him and his controversies and his background, this is an effeminate gay man, somebody who looks like they would be non-binary.
He looks like a he, she, we, they, them vegetarian. Whatever the thing is, it's the truth.
But here he's spitting facts. He's not denying reality, and he is calling something out that people are noticing. So it's interesting. Every time you see a clip of him speaking about this, it's got millions and millions of views, tons of likes. People are eating it up because I think there is a real demand for like a sane approach on these things that doesn't have to be conservative and trad and Christian and Catholic.
Well, I mean, that's literally what he's just saying, what we say every day.
I know.
He just has a really big platform.
Right.
The fact that we have these subscribers very quickly, which we love you guys, shows that that people are kind of tired of the extremes.
He also spoke about the ongoing debate between LGB and the TQ
Oh,
plus.
did he?
Yeah. So let's watch this second clip here.
You can only be a man, a woman, or trans. I am not gay. I am just open and very me. There's obviously a lot of gay people out there that only like a certain thing. That's great. LGB is it. Q and T, get off the alphabet, sweetie. You should be in your own category. Okay? Let me break it down for you straights. Lesbian, gay, and bi. Is that not a sexuality?
That's a sexuality, yes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
What you think your identity is has nothing to do with what you're sexually attracted to. So why is T and Q on LGB? And what the fuck that means. LGB, gay, lesbian, and bi, that is your preference of who you are attracted to and what you like. Your identity issues and who you think you are is so separate. I don't agree that they should be together. You can only be a man, a woman, or trans.
So when you say this, what's the pushback that you get?
It was like, I don't know. It was just very bizarre. But most people got it, and they were happy that someone who is a male that just does whatever the fuck they want and does look feminine is saying it. A lot of the straight community were very afraid to tiptoe around that.
I love how he says straight community, like that's a thing now.
And I also love how these hosts, I don't know who they are, but the podcast hosts, you can tell they're straight and they're in like the mainstream liberal,
They're like,
LA.
they're like, what is
They're
this mindset? These are crazy talking points.
They're like desperately trying to not say anything offensive while also clearly using Jeffree for views and knowing he's going to say some edgy shit.
Honestly, I mean, I feel like he's saying everything we've been, and I said this last time we did a video about him, everything we've been saying for the last like 3 years. And now it's hitting mainstream culture. But I guess Jeffree has always, like, he was saying this in 2020.
Yeah, he's never given a F.
Yeah.
And I've always respected that about him.
Yeah.
It is interesting to hear him say about like LGB and separate from the TQ. That's something that I agree with in the abstract, but I kind of think it's unlikely to actually happen.
Yeah. I don't think that the nonprofits are going to remove a letter that brings in a ton of revenue at this time. I do not think they're going to do that.
No. And they also, a lot of them believe this mythology that like gay people owe all their rights to black trans women or all this stuff that has no basis in reality, but they believe it firmly.
Yeah.
And so they would view it as like betraying the people who gave us our rights or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's a very emotional argument. Like, even if black trans women did work to give us our rights, which we know is not actually true, they're rewriting history. Even if they did, that doesn't mean that we have to now have this allegiance to every single thing that trans ideology is pushing.
I agree with you that it wouldn't even logically follow.
It doesn't make any. It's just an emotional argument.
It is.
It's like, oh, you should feel guilty and indebted to this group of people. It's like, okay, but does LGB and T still logically make sense together? No. Okay, so that argument's kind of moot. But that's here nor there. It's not going to happen. I love my dolls, but there are problems, and we do need to draw a line in the sand at some things, like Lilly Tino.
Now, every time I just think of the big thing,
big,
well, average thing.
Average, yeah, in China. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, now I'm getting flashbacks.
Yeah.
I still wish Jeffree would come on our podcast.
I do too. Jeffree, I messaged you.
On what?
Instagram.
He probably gets so many DMs. All right, maybe we'll find his like talent management or whatever, and we'll try to get him on for a conversation.
You guys go comment on Jeffree Star.
Spam Jeffree Star. Say go talk to normal gays.
Yeah.
Hit up the normal gays. I think that he is interesting, and I just love how he gets away with this. Like because most people still like him in this community, and a lot of his fan base.
Yeah.
He just gets away, maybe because he looks like that. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, he's kind of built his brand on being honest, and a lot of people don't like him because of that. And I think that this just isn't really shocking.
That's true. And I guess the makeup, he's got like his successful makeup company or whatever, so he's not relying on
views and attention.
Just views, and
which in turn is actually giving him more views and attention. But
it is, yeah. I mean, it's outrage marketing, and he did actually make an interesting point about Lilly Tino that it's like. It's rage bait, and we know that. And he's been around in the internet for so long. He's been like 15 plus years. He's seen the evolution, and it is interesting. You see the rise of the rage bait influencers who actively make society worse but enrich themselves. And it's not just a trans thing. Lily's a trans example, but you look at like a Jack Doherty type, right?
Oh God.
Or like all of these streamers who go and like prank people, harass people in public, endanger people for views.
Correct. Yeah, like crash their cars or whatever.
And then like film while their friends hurt. Like
I saw that videos.
Really messed up stuff. But it is a real problem and it's a real phenomenon. I think Jeffree can see it because he's been involved in the internet for so long.
Yeah. Also, I have a theory that guy got arrested for clout, but that's...
Ooh, tea.
Yeah, anyways, we'll talk about that another time.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think of Jeffree. Is Jeffree's take on Lilly Tino spot on? And do make sure to subscribe to
We know what you guys think.
We know. Yeah, that's true. But still comment anyway for the algorithm.
Yes.
Become a member. You can go back and watch us, watch Lilly Tino milk herself. But you could also see us discuss Jeffrey Marsh, see us watch a documentary of Blossom's
documentary. It's actually pretty good.
It's called Powerhouse. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back with more Normal Gays real soon.